We're going to now go on to our second speaker. Jenny Watson she works to create an online and in-person spaces for lesbian and bisexual women. She's going to give an update today, a 2025 update, and it's called Rebuilding Lesbian Spaces.
I think I was on 8 months ago, and that was just sort of at the beginning of the plans, and things have progressed quite a lot since then. Um, when I last spoke to you, we developed the app, but no one used it at that point. Now we have released it. It's on the Apple Store, on the Android Store. I can do a screen share later on just to walk you through it. So we've made good progress with that. It's the only thing that exists. I mean, every other lesbian dating app or social app, they accept men who identify as women. And if you put in your bio that you don't want that, even if you're polite, they will ban you. So there's literally nowhere for us to go. So rather than wallowing, we thought, okay, we're gonna fix that. So we built the app and we thought, great, okay. People started downloading it. The first problem was that men were trying to get in. So they would submit photographs where they'd use filters and angles, but it was obvious, right? The second obstacle was that they used female friends. And so at first I thought, what is going on? Because you had these profiles where they were definitely women, and we use sex recognition software. And so we looked at these profiles and we thought, they're women. What's going on? Why are these women on our platform being sent? Sorry if I'm not sure if I can use this language, but they were being sent dick pics and videos and things like that. And I thought to myself, like, how are we going to deal with that? So now we have action limitations. So every single account has a health rating. So when you download it, your actions are limited. And then the more you use it, then your health increases and you can do more actions on the app. And so far, that's pretty much eliminated the problem. So that's great. But it meant a massive, massive delay because the app was supposed to be out in the summer. So we've launched it now. It's taken quite a while to deal with these issues, but we got there in the end. We got there. We haven't had one problem with that since. And then we have a social app as well. So the social app, it has a community timeline. It has a virtual meeting room. So every Sunday we do a virtual meet and mingle. It's like about 15 or so of us. But the plan is at the moment to integrate the dating and the social app. With the dating app, it's very simple. We have filters by distance, age range, hobbies, what you're looking for, like the Tinder functionality, swipe right, swipe left. And then messaging, and then your own profile. At the moment, we're integrating the social and the dating app. That's the plan. So hopefully within the next month or so. So I don't know if you heard about something that happened in October. So we did an L community event. We just went for drinks. There was a good bunch of us there. And then, so it was sort of after 1 o'clock in the morning, and women said, let's go to She Bar. And I thought to myself, is this a good idea? But I got talked into it, and it was fine for the first part, and then I got recognized by a male, and there was quite a lot more to go with the story. I recorded the whole thing. I haven't released it, and it was it I mean, it was violent. It was violent. And I had the police involved. Um, because of everything that I'm doing with our community, I didn't want to add something additional to that. But it just goes to show the only lesbian bar in London. If you go there as a lesbian, if you are recognized as a lesbian, they don't just ask you to leave. They, I mean, I could release my own video footage, but basically what happened to me was I was recognized. They said you need to go. And I said, well, my keys and my bag and my jacket are downstairs. I need that. The moment they got them for me, which took a lot of convincing, and you can see in my own footage, my hand didn't even touch my bag. And three of them, including a male, grabbed me very forcefully, all caught in my own footage. I had a whole pint of beer. It was thrown over me. Half of it was thrown over me, the other half over the wall, and I was trailed to the fire exit. I didn't resist. I didn't fight back. The only thing I did out of shock was I went limp, and that was all. I didn't fight back in any way, and my own footage shows that. A couple of things when I was trying to record, because I knew this was completely insane. The staff, they weren't actually SIA licensed. They grabbed my phone from me when they dragged me to the fire exit, and then they sort of dumped me at the bottom of the stairs, and I was recording, and one of them grabbed my phone and threw my phone because they knew how incriminating that was. And yeah, it was very, very forceful, and I was not resisting. I just wanted my items and to leave because I knew what was happening. And yeah, and then because I knew I wasn't at fault, I knew I didn't do anything wrong. I knew I'd just been recognized, and I hadn't gone to that bar in a long time because I knew it's not a good place to be as a lesbian, despite being a lesbian bar. And so I spoke with solicitors, and we asked for the footage because you have a legal right to obtain that, but they did not comply, which is not lawful. And why did they not comply? Because they knew they used extreme force on me. My wrists were bruised for days. I had other bumps. One of the security staff pinned her leg down on me whenever the three of them dumped me at the bottom of the stairs. I wasn't resisting, so I don't know why and my own footage shows this. I haven't released it yet. I don't know if I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I should. She was pinning her leg down on me, so I had bruising on my ankle after. But yeah, I didn't resist. The worst I did was go limp out of shock. And then the three of them, including a male who was not licensed, dragged me up the stairs one limb each. I don't know if you're familiar with Shebar. It's a very steep flight of stairs, and then just thrown outside. Yeah, I mean, my own footage is yeah, I mean, it caught the whole thing, and they you know, at one point they said you're being removed because you incited a hate crime against transgender people here, which did not happen because I was in a very small group with women who came from the L community event. We didn't talk to anybody else. I know it was this man who had me ejected because when I was getting a drink, and this is why I actually contacted the police. When I was getting a drink, he pushed himself up against me, and I guess you can probably imagine what I felt when he did that. And given everything, given the ejection, given the way the staff spoke to me, accused me of inciting a hate crime when I did not say one thing. I don't mind. I mean, I don't agree with their policy, but if that's their policy, fine. I'm not going to argue with it. The next day in my own footage, I was looking through it, and I realized it was the same man who pushed his erection up against me. He was the same man who had me removed. He was, I mean, yeah, he was basically he was in a group with the staff. And when they approached me, he went from the lower area to the upper area to watch the whole thing unfold. I was very distressed by the whole thing. First of all, from having a man press his erection up against me, which will be shown in their own footage. But the interesting thing is, I actually, because I was so confident about, well, the fact I'd been touched inappropriately in a sexual manner, that the staff did not give me a chance to leave of my own accord. I didn't argue with them. This is seen in my it's seen in my own video. Yeah, so that happened, but at the same time, it's really not surprising. You know, She Bar it's the only remaining lesbian bar in London, and if you're recognized as a lesbian, you're not given a chance to leave, because the moment my items were given to me, in fact, they weren't, the moment they got near my hands, the three of them dragged me.
Is it an international app?
USA and Canada, give it about 2 days and it will be active there. But everywhere else, currently you can download it.